That sort that is perfect. Can you side a little bit towards where it started? So let's clap it up. All right, so Shalom, Shabbat to our brothers, Shalom, Shamar, Allah Bashim Bashar, and all the sisters. It's I.S.U.P.K. Minneapolis with Brotherhood class. Today is part 3 of what is the Holy Spirit, or better yet, understanding the Holy Spirit. Okay, so of course we are going to recap just a little bit from last time that we talked this topic. It's been about 3 weeks, maybe, damn near a month, right? No sweat. So I just want to recap a little bit. Does anybody remember what we went over on part 2 of what is the Holy Spirit? He says it's been a minute.
It's been a while.
No sweat. No sweat. I got a good memory. Let me see. So no one really knows, right? Okay. Last time we went over what is the Holy Spirit part 2. We went over temptation. So hopefully that jogs everybody's, memory. So last time we went over temptation. And who did we talk about mostly as far as temptation?
Was it the outside?
Mm-hmm. Now, give me a rundown as far as, what he went through. As far as temptation.
Like he got taken into he went to the fast for 40 days. He got tempted by the angel Satan in the desert. He got tempted by the angel Satan in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
He had a bunch of different temptations during that time.
Now, as far as his temptation, was it physical or spiritual?
Spiritual temptation. Well, a little bit of both, right?
Huh?
It was a little bit of both, because he tempted him to eat, then he tempted him to
commit suicide.
Then he tempted him to take over the world.
So it was very much spiritual, because Satan wasn't there presently, like in the physical. You know what I'm saying? He was in his mind, as far as trying to tempt him to, commit suicide and use his abilities to turn these stones into food,
right,
which YAHANNA could have done. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to make himself to be stronger. And that's part 2 of what is the Holy Spirit. Now, what are some other things that we went over as far as part 2 of what is the Holy Spirit? If you don't know, I want to ask questions as far as what did everybody learn as far as part 2? And I do want to hear somebody talk. Go ahead.
So I think you went over the disciples, the apostles falling asleep at the Garden of Gethsemane and being alert.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to hear from each brother and sister that was in class as far as the part 2. What did you guys learn as far as the part 2? As far as what is the Holy Spirit? Because I heard a lot of great, feedback from each and every brother that was here as far as the part 2 and part 1. You was here for part 1, right? You wasn't? Okay. You watched online, right? Oh, goddamn. See, I thought you was a fan. Goddamn, hold on, shit. Why you here then? No, stop. How about you, sis?
I think I was here for part 1.
It's the wrong people today. Goddamn.
I was here for part 1, but it was a minute ago. I ain't gonna lie.
No, it was because, we got a new officer, a Kanagawa. So, I've been trying to have it every week, but, I got to follow the command of, the camp meeting. You know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to teach it 3 weeks ago. So, yeah. So, okay, no sweat. Well, how about this? If you wasn't here, what do you think part 1 and part 2 was really about? I pretty much said what part 2 was about, but what do you think part 1 was really about? What was the importance, the significance of it? Anybody? No, so go ahead.
So what was the significance about part 1?
Yeah, part 1. I pretty much talked about what was the importance of part 2, which was temptation, right? So what do you think part 1 was about? What is the Holy Spirit? It's in His name.
Being separate from other nations.
That's part of it, but it's not all of it. That's 50-50. Okay. Part 1 was about what is the Holy Spirit? Meaning, what is the Holy Spirit? So if I was to ask the class right now, what is the Holy Spirit? How would you describe to a person what that is? Because the Christians say that the Holy Spirit is something that is holy without it at all. It's something completely different. So that's the wrong answer. That's not wrong necessarily, but that's not the complete answer. That's too easy.
Oh, we're gonna give it to us.
And you was here the first day. Go ahead.
Is that like when you have a set apart spirit? Like when
Yes.
I guess you guys said like the Christian spirit. So it's like
Right.
the energy you got
Right.
a different type of
Obedience. It's also, the Holy Spirit is also, what do I mean by supernatural? In the Bible, what is the difference? I know you want to say something. Go ahead. Hey, nobody be shy, man. Go ahead.
So,
Speak your mind. I accept the right answers and the wrong answers.
the people just like the Christian prophets in the Bible, they was able like to heal people, to fix people, to get them to change their ways. But
Boom. And who are those people as a example?
somebody like, what you mean? Like,
Okay. Who in the Bible did you see do that?
what?
As far as the Bible, not in person, but of course I've seen it in person, and you have seen them in person do it as well. But as far as the Bible concerned, who has done that? Who has had that? Say it again. Yahweh is one of them.
Yeah.
But who else? That was next to Yahweh. Say it again.
Paul.
Tell me an example of what Paul did. That was a supernatural zeal.
Where he went into the scholars that was in Rome and Galatia and everyone, and was teaching them the truth, teaching them how to follow the law.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just moving my head.
That's right. I will also say the disciples, who we are going to read about today, because the disciples did supernatural things. I'm going to show you the effect that Yahweh had on the disciples when Christ was alive and after Christ had died. See what I'm saying? Because go ahead.
So they didn't have the Holy Spirit until after Yahweh died?
Yes, and it was promised to them afterwards. So the disciples were like you guys, troopers at the time. They didn't understand everything that Christ was teaching them and trying to show them. But once Yahweh had passed and he spent those 40 days with them, they understood more, and the Holy Spirit was on them. And that's what we are going to get into today. Majority of today's topic is going to be about the disciples and showing different examples and things of that sort as far as them and how they did some work. You know what I mean? Because of Yahweh. See what I'm saying? And it's kind of, it's kind of ironic because, a lot of us don't know what we're doing until we get put into a certain situation and we see like, damn, okay, no sweat. So now it makes sense. Sometimes you will read scriptures and you won't understand them until it happens to you in life. Go ahead.
There's no sound on Facebook.
There's no sound on Facebook?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you try it again? Actually, you know what? You said someone's in the comments right now?
Yeah, Cliff said it's not working.
Okay, no sweat. Let me just end it real quick. Yeah, the White House is a goddamn bell one. This shit keeps happening.
Okay, that's good.
It is? Okay. Let me try it again. 1 second, Salaki. Alright, I think we're live right now on Facebook. Let me know if you can hear it or not. Yeah, I just went live right now. So in a second, we are going to get into some precepts. But I just want to recap as far as, you know what I mean, the first and second week of, see what I'm saying, with His Holy Spirit. Still can hear anything?
Did you go to that setting and see if they click the mic?
Nah, actually, one second, see how yeah, it's not, hold on. But it doesn't click on it. Okay.
And then go back to it.
Was the audio before?
No, I don't think we just went to. Facebook is a headache, man.
So what?
Facebook is a headache.
It really is, yeah. It's lucky, it's everybody, it's lucky. Let me see. Hey, you know what? I'm gonna try to change the account.
Change the account?
Yeah. Do me a favor, right?
Yeah.
Hit password should be a copy. So it's no. It's a shift M A K A B Y A 1 shift 1. And then hit enter. I think that's the password. I haven't did it in a long time. Boom. Okay. What's up? Let's try it, right?
You know, you got a keyboard from down here too, right? You can use from right back here.
Yeah.
You click on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I threw out it. I forget all about it. Okay. Oh shit. What I appreciate you. You want to ask me? Hey, Lonnie, you got the key? So like, I'm gonna try to get this fixed right now. It should still show it.
Oh, it's just a show.
Yeah, I just couldn't be out. So yeah, you can try it right now.
No, he was downstairs in Ghana.
Hold on a second. I don't know what's the hell. Okay, you still hear me on YouTube? Hey, do me a favor.
Yeah.
First, the key. The hard key. Yes, yeah. Yeah. I don't understand what's going on. Fuck, man. I mean, it can't be settings, right? Oh. Okay, yeah, it's probably because the settings will change on OBS. It's probably as it works all the time.
If you go to OBS right now, what is it saying?
It's nothing because it's not connected.
Yeah, so
You know, meaning that, you know, the camera and shit. Hey, I need you to put in the password. It should be a copy of the password. Yeah. A K A B Y A 1. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. I Oh, you want the cap? You want the cap? Yeah. It should better work than because I got some.
That's crazy when you put the spirit.
Yeah. You want the you want to put PT?
What, 3?
Yeah. And a dot. You want to put a dot right there. Yeah. Period. Yeah. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. So I suppose. Shit. Goddamn.
It's copy that.
Yeah. Copy, delete, and select once again. I need some time, but
I suppose. Okay.